The four words this wounded vet said when he heard Trump's Iran decision left the room in tears. President Trump struck a major blow against the 2015 Iran nuclear deal on Friday, decertifying Iran's compliance with the deal and warning that he could withdraw from it entirely if Iran continues to act belligerently. As predicted, many on the left criticized the president's address and actions, but one veteran got on Fox News Friday to defend him. Retired Staff Sargeant Robert Bartlett, who currently serves as an advisor with United Against Nuclear Iran, was badly injured by an Iranian bomb while serving in Iraq. When he was asked about President Trump's decision, he said something awesome. Then he slams Obama for his decision to sign the agreement in the first place. You know, President Barack Obama knew that at least 500 military members had been killed under the influence or hands of Iranians coming into Iraq. He continued to praise President Trump. And here this president is rolling back some of those bad policies that were basically going to get more Americans killed in the future. So, for me, it's a great day. Great day.
Retired Staff Sergeant Robert Bartlett is an advisor to United Against Nuclear Iran, a very influential group on this issue. He was severely injured by an Iranian bomb while serving in Iraq. Also with us, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer, a senior fellow at the London Center for Policy Research. He was at the White House earlier today, consulting on the language that you heard from the president today. And Tony, if I may, let me start with you. What's your take on how they arrived at this language, and what was it like to be there today on this big announcement?
Well, look, the bottom line is the White House has been very careful to point out, and let me point out here, Martha, there's a theme. The thread is a return to rule of law. President Trump did remove the subsidies which were not authorized by Congress, and here again, and let me just note, I am amazed by the fact when you speak the truth in this town, sometimes it's controversial. The president has rightly called out the Iranians, both on the history of their bad acts. Look, I faced off against them, Iranian operatives, IRGC, in 2003. It's in my book, Operation Dark Heart, as well as, Martha, pointing out the fact that they have failed to meet their obligations within the framework of the agreement. The Pentagon, I got from my sources in the Pentagon 3 months ago, they were not complying. So, simply put, the president, I think, has outlined a very strong both policy, well-reasoned arc of why we had to take a step back, why he's not certifying the deal, and frankly, talking about what we need to do to now push them into some level of compliance and not doing the bad acts against the neighbors and, frankly, trying to kill American citizens.
Yeah. Sergeant Bartlett, you were deeply personally affected by an Iranian bomb, and you also were deeply against the imposition of this deal in the first place. So what are your thoughts today as you look at it and you look across the course of your own life and interaction with this issue, and you see what action the president took today?
It's great to see that the American president stood up for the military. You know, President Barack Obama knew that at least 500 military members had been killed at the influence or hands of Iranian coming into Iraq. And here this president is rolling back some of those bad policies that was basically going to get more Americans killed in the future. So for me, it's a great day.
Sergeant, you talk about an experience that you had on a plane. Share that with us.
So here I am, new in the military, 31, just got out of sniper school. I'm on my way back to Fort Stewart, and then we're going to ship over to Iraq. And I'm sitting there, in a seat, and I'm sitting between two ladies. One lady was visiting, a younger girl, she was visiting from Sweden, and this other lady was next to me, and you could see that she was Middle Eastern descent. And so I, of course, you know, I'm a single guy, started talking to the one on my right, when I should have been talking to the lady on my left, because by the time the plane landed, I talked to her, and she was an Iranian, Iranian-born American, and now a professor at ASU in the math department, and she had actually said to me, she says she loves this country, and she was willing to die for it. And then, you know, 6 months later, I'd be hit by an Iranian bomb. So when I heard the president talk about the good Iranians that are there, and it's not just
Yeah.
It's not grouping them all into one. It's the regime.
It's a great point. And Tony, there was a very interesting piece in the Journal yesterday about how the other thing that this president needs to do is to empower the opposition in Iran. And this article said that they see Iran as very much in the same stages of the game as the Soviet Union was in its final years. Do you agree with